Greetings and salutations. It's yours truly, Slang Hugh, and we're here for another installment of Darkness with a Ginger Hue. It's just me and another guy. You're gonna see him right about
There
now.
you
Sir
go.
Tokes is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What up? What up? What
Tokes,
up?
how you doing, man?
You know what? I've been all right. I've had better days, but I've
Yeah,
been all right. I mean, health is getting back to I got back to working out, so that's
nice.
good. As you can see, the man I like
The
fitness shirt is
MILF is
on.
back.
Yep, the MILF is back. So I'm doing that, and I realize that fitness is easy if
Uh,
you just are consistent.
yeah, that's true.
No matter what you're doing. And again, with all the things that people do in the world and lifting heavy and this and that and going to do
You know,
3 hours
you
of
don't
running,
have to.
it's very simple. Do what you
Exactly.
can, do it often, and
And
you'll
you'll
get the
feel better.
results.
Yep.
Yeah. Because for the longest time, people are looking, oh, they need a big muscle, so they're lifting 100-pound
Nah,
weights. I'm like, bro,
you don't have to do all that.
I was doing reverse flies with
Yeah.
3-pound dumbbells, bro. And I
Yeah.
was feeling it.
Yep.
Like I
As long
was
as you're doing
feeling
it
it.
right. Yep.
Yeah. And I realized I've trained people for a while, and I'm like, man, for the amount of time I've trained people, I realize now, do what you can,
Hmm.
but just do it well and do to the best of your abilities.
Yep.
There's no competition.
Yep.
You don't have to prove anything to anyone else.
Nobody
You're
but
doing it for
yourself.
you. Even if
Yep.
you don't look the way you look, you might feel like a 20-year-old inside,
That's right.
right?
I
So
can tell you personal experience.
mm,
I'm nowhere close to the look that I would like, but
right,
I'm much further or much close, not even close. I am in a
getting
space
mm,
where I feel much better than I did years ago when I wasn't working out and looking worse than I look now. So
right,
there's really, even though I'm not what's it, aesthetically
right,
where I would like
right,
to be,
right.
which I'm going to make a comment on that in a
Mm-hmm,
second.
mm-hmm.
The benefits are still clearly there than not working out. Like it's clearly better to work out than to not work out,
Of
regardless
course.
of. The problem is what I was going to say earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Again, social media, the great devil of our age,
Facts.
destroys people's minds into thinking everybody who works out should look like an Olympia
Yeah,
contestant.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's not how it works.
Both on male and females. They have to be a
Both, yeah,
fitness bikini model, or
yes,
they have to be a bodybuilding type of
yeah,
guy.
yep. If you
Um,
should have abs and you should be
yeah,
caught up and the veins should be popping out. Nah, bro, it doesn't work like that for everybody. Even the bodybuilders don't look like that. Some of
no,
them. So for me, my one thing I will always tell people is working out is more mental than physical for me. It's
yeah,
more of an accomplishment thing. It's more of a discipline thing
yeah.
that way. The health benefits are like a byproduct to me, even though they're
Mhm.
basically the main reason. But yeah,
For,
it's always good
for
to
me,
work out,
for me, as yourself, as we get older, genetics play a huge part in
man. That
everything.
too. Yep. Yep.
You may be working the way you were working when you're 25, but when you're 35, 45, you're not going to get that same look. It's just
Yep.
genetics. You
Yep.
might get close, you might feel better, but you won't not always get that look, and that's fine. I've
That's
accepted that.
totally okay.
I have a larger bar than I was before due to injury and so forth, and of course, just due to age. And I
Yep.
get it. So with me now, it's just being consistent and feeling that mental completion of doing it. Like I
Yeah.
have something that tracks everything I do now. The calendar says, "Oh, last month you worked out 14 times." And okay, now it's time to get to 15 or 20 or whatever, right?
Right.
To keep it
Right.
consistent. Because the more you're
Right.
consistent, the more your body
The
will just
better
say,
it
"Hey,
gets.
I get it.
Right.
Let's do it."
Yep.
And they'll be
Yep.
wanting more, right? And not to mention the working out, just the eating is also a big thing too.
Yeah.
But
Now that's
the
the part. That's the
yeah,
greatest challenge.
yeah. No, and I
That
get
is
it.
the
And
greatest
again,
challenge.
I just had myself a protein shake, and
Mhm.
I realize again, if you make it taste and feel good, it's just normal. It's just
Yeah.
natural,
Uh,
right? I made a chocolate banana oats protein shake, something I
mhm.
would never eat before with some almond butter. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this tastes good. It doesn't feel like I'm chugging down
Right. Right.
this supplement. It's just
Right.
what it is. So I'm like, if we make it regular or make it consistent and just roll with it,
You'll be
it's gonna be
fine.
common. It's gonna be common practice. It's gonna be
Right.
normal, right?
And a
Eat your
lot of people
fish.
just don't give it time. A lot of people just, they go to the gym for like a month, and I think that's long for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Go to the gym for
yeah.
like a month consistently. That's what I should
Hmm.
say. And then they're not getting to where they think they should be, and
True.
they fall off.
Here's the thing though, and this is why I've now trained at home. I have my dumbbells, I have my bike, I do everything I need. I have a workbench at home. I realize you don't have to go to the gym to get this work done.
That's true.
Some need it to motivate them to get out the
Yeah.
door to do it. I get
Yeah.
that, I respect it, but really and truly, if you don't have the time, take 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes to do something small consistently, you will get the results you want. It may not come as fast as you want, but they're still coming,
You're still
right?
coming.
Just do it.
Yep.
That's all. I tell everybody,
Yep.
just do it. If you
That's
want to get up and
exactly
take
it.
a walk, just do it. You
I'm
know what I'm
not a
saying?
Nike guy, but just do it, bro.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
you honestly, you just have to get off your butt and do it. People are
Yep.
aches and pains and whatever and this and that, or I'm feeling this bloated or blah. You just have to just do something about it,
Bad
right?
health. Man will take an injection before they take their ass to the gym. That's what I
Yo,
never understand.
I have sworn off any type of pharmaceutical anything. If I have a
Yeah.
headache, I'm gonna tough it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tough
To a
it out.
limit.
No
I
time.
mean, it's a balance
Yeah,
thing.
no, of
Yeah,
course.
I
There's things
agree.
that you can't
Try to
really.
avoid it as much as you can. I
Right.
agree with that.
I
Yep.
mean, I have a knee injury and people are at work are telling me, "Oh, you should just get the injection and the cortisone." So I'm like, "Why?" I
Yeah.
mean,
If you could bear it, what
if I
for?
can bear it and I can fix it to make it work the way I
Yeah.
want it to work so it doesn't pain me, why would I go for the injection? I'm
Exactly.
good. Because those
Exactly.
things can definitely alter your body. It hits the wrong nerve or the wrong doses is in there, and then you're just a complete mess.
And even beyond that, you become dependent on it. Even
Yes.
if it works
Yeah.
fine, you're gonna be
Yes.
dependent on that
Yes.
thing. And then
Yes. Yes.
that's the gateway drug. That's the real
Yeah.
gateway drug.
Exactly. That's it.
Painkillers are the real gateway drugs.
And they open up to more things,
Of course.
legal and illegal. I mean,
Of
there
course.
there's people who are hooked on T3s. And that is a
What's T?
legal
Oh, the Tylenol 3?
Tylenol 3s,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
legal drug that they give to you when
Of
you have severe
course.
pain. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Oxycontin and all them
Coten,
places.
yeah, yeah. All
Yeah,
of that. Of
that's all
course.
legal. So, but
Look
people
how
are still
many
get addicted to
athletes
it.
you've heard the story. How many
Oh,
different athletes you've heard? Oh, I was taking this because of my injury, and
mhm,
even after my
mhm,
injury, I just kept taking it, and
mhm.
I was addicted.
And
It happens all the time.
then you'll see them. I mean, we were talking wrestling way back in the day. All
Oh
these
yeah.
wrestlers
Oh
just
yeah.
living off of painkillers. And
Yep.
when the painkillers didn't work for them, they went to cocaine or went
Yep.
to meth or whatever. And I'm
Alcohol,
like,
whatever.
yeah, they did
Yep.
something to numb it. And I'm like, I'm not going in that boat, man. I'm sorry.
Football and
Yeah, yeah,
wrestling, which
yeah.
leads us into the segue.
Facts,
Uh,
facts, facts, facts,
because we're
facts,
we're gonna talk
facts.
to sports. It's kind of a sports day, but I'll make a quick comment on that.
Hmm.
This is
Hmm.
those. I mean, not at the time. When I was a kid, I didn't realize that's where my
Hmm.
mind was. But
Hmm.
that's why I never played those sports, and that's why now it's very difficult for me to watch those sports, watch combat or highly physical sports. I shouldn't say very, but it is difficult for me to watch it because I look
I
at it
got you.
like these guys are sacrificing their
Yeah.
lives.
Oh, oh,
And at one point in life, and I'm sure if we had Cash and maybe Paul here, they would look at it. They might look at it this way. At one
mhm,
point in life, I looked at it like, oh wow, these guys are so tough. They're sticking it out and da 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 da
mhm,
da. But now
mhm.
that I'm a grown man that understands pain and painkillers and
Yeah,
all these
yeah,
different things that we just talked about, I'm
yeah.
looking at it like, man, these guys, yeah, you love the sport, but damn, what you
Well,
have to go through as a boxer, as an MMA fighter, as a wrestler, as a football player, as a hockey player. Wow.
that's why I give a lot of credit to the guys who retire early, make their
True.
millions. They're out in 9 years. I mean, there's guys that who are in the prime. They said, "You know what? Nope." I think it was Patrick
Barry
Willis. He was on San
Sanders.
Francisco. Yeah, all these guys just say, "You know what? I'm done," because they know the end result,
Yep.
right? If they did life properly,
You
like
shouldn't have to play
finances,
long.
you
Yeah.
shouldn't. Yeah, 5
Yeah.
years max.
Yep.
You invest properly, you're
Yeah.
good.
You should be out.
You've given your life to the team for 5 years.
Yeah,
That's all you need, and then
yeah,
they give you back. I mean, your first contract, it might be $500,000. You know what you
yeah.
could do with $500,000 if you budget it properly, right?
But
Look at okay,
that's why it's a vicious cycle too, because the guys going in 9 times out of 10,
mhm.
I assume football's still like this. Basketball's kind of slightly changed, where it's
Basketball
not the
changed theirs,
disenfranchised that are
right?
always being trying to get into the sport. Now it's middle class kids,
Yeah,
upper
yeah,
class kids.
yeah.
Football, I think it's relatively still the poor people
Yeah, yeah. The
in
the
that
low
sport.
the low end to
So
the middle
yeah,
class are going in. They're
so
scooping them
they
up from
need
these
the money.
peewee football programs and whatnot because they have no real other choice. And this is
Yeah,
I'm speaking U.S. now. I'm not talking Canada or
yeah,
anywhere
yeah,
else, but most of them go they get the inner
yeah.
city school
Canadians don't get
kids.
paid enough.
Exactly. But the inner city students there that they have really no goal or no ambition to go to university or college because they're just not smart enough or they just don't have the time or effort to do the schooling. They use their athletics.
Well,
They
not
use
even it's the gay. I'm gonna put a little bit of pushback. It's not even they're not smart enough. They literally don't.
they
That's
don't
not an
care.
option. It's not an
Oh,
option. They can't
well.
pay for it. That's the
Okay,
first
okay.
thing.
You're right. You're
That's the
right. Okay.
first thing. They can't pay for it
Money.
in the
Yeah,
states.
yeah. Money. Yeah, you're right. Money is the end all when it comes to education. If you
Yeah,
don't have the money,
totally.
you're not
You
going.
can't. They can't pay for it, and they're living in a poor area, so the schooling is not the greatest anyway.
Also
Which we
true.
have that up here to a degree. Like certain schools, you know how they
Yeah,
have university ranking school for
yeah,
high
yeah,
schools. We have it up
yeah,
there to a degree, but
yeah,
down there, I'm
yeah.
sure it's 10 times worse.
Yeah, but I think the overall for Canada anyways, the overall standard has kind of leveled out. Remember back in the day, if
Mm,
you were a top-notch smart kid, you're going U of T. Boom.
yeah,
Always
yeah,
U
yeah,
of
yeah,
T. But
yeah, pretty
now
much.
now I see people, hey, what you're a smart kid, where you want to go? I want to go York University. I
Mm,
want to go to McMaster because it's what they it's it's in the genre of what they want to do. So the
mm.
whole I'm so smart, I need to go to this school is no longer there now. It's I
It's
want to
more
do
about
this
what
for
the
my life.
school specializes in.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay,
So I want to go in sports medicine. You
yeah,
can go to U of T, and that sends you the doctor route, but then you can
yeah.
be sports medicine at York and go work for a sports team or whatever, and then poof, you're gone. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
that whole thing has changed. And I think all the Canadian now, I'm saying Canadian schools, they've all leveled up. Even the colleges now, right? People go to nursing. Well, people go to Seneca College now for nursing, right? The George Brown, they have another good a
yeah,
bunch of course. Like there's a lot of schools that are leveling out just because it matches what they need, not
yeah,
really per se the hierarchy, the elite, the echelons of all these hierarchy schools. So, but yeah,
yeah,
as we were talking about, we just finished passing the epic Super Bowl.
yeah,
Did you watch
yeah.
it?
Which I did. I did watch it.
What?
Yeah, I did.
You
Super Bowl is
watched it?
kind of the only thing that I watch for football these days. Super Bowl is
Not,
pretty much it. And
and
I
I
barely, no, I can't even say, I actually have probably watched it for consistently for like maybe I don't feel like I watched it last year. Last year, Tom Brady won, right?
no, last year the Rams
That was
won.
last year? Oh, so I did watch that. So yeah,
Mm.
I think I've watched it consistently at least for the last 5
5
years.
5 years? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
at least for the
Now,
last five
do
years.
you think it's still overdone?
I can't say that because that's the very reason I watch it,
Right.
because it's one of the bigger sports events of the year, and it's only one day, right?
Mhm,
So it I don't feel like it's over. I understand why somebody who's not a fan of the sport, which
mhm.
I can't consider myself a fan of the sport, but I
Right.
am a sports watcher. I do
Yeah,
watch sports.
right.
So for me, I can't say it's overdone, but I could understand somebody who's not so much into the sport or sports saying it's
Mhm,
too much. But it's
mhm.
basically a sport holiday.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's grad I call it graduation, sports graduation. That's it.
Okay.
You're getting to
Yeah.
the top of the top. The winner gets that diploma, gets that
Yeah.
degree, and like, yo, I'm gone. Okay, until next year, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
celebration really of the
Yeah.
whole year. So it's a
Right.
big time party, and the best of the best play each other to see who is the best.
Yeah.
That's
And
all.
it's only one game. It's not even like a WrestleMania or something where
No,
there's like a
no,
few matches. It's
right.
one game.
You got
That's
3
it.
hours.
Yeah,
That's it, and you're done until
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
time next year.
Which is, I think that's where they actually attract the non-fan because it
Yeah.
is literally just an event. I Yesterday before the game, I seen a friend of mine, and she invited me to a gathering where they're gonna watch the game.
Hmm.
So I was like, you watch football? She's like, no, I'm just waiting for Rihanna. I don't care who plays. I was like, yeah, I don't really care either, but I'll probably come by. I didn't end up making it, but that just goes to
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
it's not now. It's
It's
literally just a social gathering.
well, and that's the thing I was going to say. Sometimes it's not even about the game anymore. And
Yeah,
now, I
yeah,
do believe that's twofold because one, the social gathering is an event itself. Bring
right.
the food, family, friends, whatever. You can talk and trash talk about anything. Some people you haven't seen in years, and just
Yeah,
hey, let's go meet up and watch this game together. We can make jokes and catch up. Other
yeah.
times, it's the betting. People bet on everything
Oh, true, true.
from the length of the anthem to
Yeah,
what song. I
yeah.
heard a bet of they had it on bets whatever that they were trying to figure out what song Rihanna was going to start with and the odds. And I'm
Wow.
like, yeah, they go down to
Wow,
the
I didn't know they
right
did all
down
of that.
right down to the wire. It's everything. I'm like,
Wow.
people sometimes they're not watching for the game. They're just trying to make a buck.
Yeah, they're just there to bet. They're
Trying to
just there
make
to
a
bet.
buck.
Yeah.
Now, Rihanna did come out.
Hmm.
She looked great.
Yeah.
She also came out pregnant.
Yes.
So
That was part of the like the three of me and me and Finn and
that
Sidge
was
were
that,
watching it. And that was one of the intrigues of the whole performance. Is that like is she just fat or is she
here.
actually pregnant? What's going on here?
Here's the thing. This is why she did the Super Bowl. That's the only reason.
Mm. You see, that was a
You're on
great
the,
reveal.
you're on the greatest stage that everybody in the United States slash Canada is watching.
Yeah,
Even the
yeah.
world. They had videos of
That makes
Germany
sense.
and Ghana watching the Super Bowl. And
Yeah. Eh?
you know that Rihanna is a worldwide star.
Well, yeah, 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 yeah.
She has not made any
That's why
music.
they should have been having these type of halftime shows forever.
Done.
Like they,
Yeah?
all these losers. Sorry, I shouldn't say they're losers,
No,
but a bunch of people
different
that are.
genres. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people that they're not. I can't actually say that. I can't say that they're
Oh,
not as big,
there's hey, there's some
but I
good.
don't. Yeah, they did some good ones, but there's some
Yeah.
very uh
Suspect. Yeah.
niche,
Yeah.
very niche artists that they would have
Yeah.
on there that
Yeah.
not
They
all.
wouldn't they,
It's
they
not
wouldn't get the big
universally
pull.
loved.
Yeah. They wouldn't get the
That's the
huge
word.
pull and plug that most
Yes.
people like a
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, like a Prince, like a
Right. These
even like a
levels.
U2, right? Those
Yes.
guys are big
These
time names
levels.
that
Rolling
you're right.
Stones. Like
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm
I
with
get
those ones.
I get you. I can
Yeah.
understand. I can see, Rolling Stones blowing up the spot
Yeah.
because the old heads, the new heads, even that rock genre will
Right.
appreciate that, and they will put
Right.
on a good show,
Right.
right?
I don't
But
know
then,
about the no disrespect. No
mm,
disrespect. I
mm,
don't know about the Bruno Mars. And that was a
no,
good
no,
one.
no,
It was a
that
good one,
yes, it was a great
but
show.
it was a great show.
He
But
wasn't
I
there yet.
don't know. Yeah.
He wasn't.
I couldn't
You're
say he's a
right.
Super Bowl level
You're right.
artist
You're
at that
right.
time.
You're right. You're
There was
right.
somebody else.
He was an up and comer, but he was Katy Perry. Katy Perry did one,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
at superstar status, but
What
it
I
just
would give Katy Perry is that her shows are kind of on that grand level anyway.
yes, it's very
But
out there. It's
I
over the
don't think
top.
she was there either as an
But
artist.
late,
I don't think so.
I don't know if I like the Lady Gaga one. She did it one time, and again,
She's there for as an artist though. She was up there.
she no, she
She's
is,
big
but
enough.
it's
Yeah,
just to show. I think the platform wasn't for her. It didn't
possibly.
match her because
I can see
again,
that.
like Katy Perry, she had the mechanical lion here and the dancing
Mm,
sharks and all
mm,
these things. Like
yeah,
I would expect somebody like Pink who does an amazing show concert go in
yeah,
there and blow it up, right?
yeah. I don't think Pink is big enough of a star. At no point
Not
in her career.
anymore, anymore.
Not even,
Well,
no, I don't think at any point in her career she's
really,
big enough to do it. Not by herself. If
really,
we're
okay,
talking, if we're talking we're talking Rolling Stone,
yeah,
Beyonce,
yeah,
Jay
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Z,
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Rihanna.
yeah, yeah, okay,
Like
yeah,
these. Nah, Pink is nowhere close to that level.
okay, okay. I can
No,
understand.
Pink
And
is Bruno Mars level.
okay,
Not
okay, and
even
yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe
Bruno
not even.
surpassed that. Maybe Bruno
Yeah,
probably
he might have
surpassed
even
that.
passed that.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Even with Rihanna. Okay. So Rihanna's again. I believe she accepted it because again she wanted to do the big reveal, make her the
No.
talk of the talk. Fine. At
And
the
not to
same
mention the big
time,
check.
yes. At the same time, she didn't do much because she was pregnant. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people were upset of the lack of
Movement.
flash
Mm.
that she was doing. I mean, with all her videos and all the things she's done, she's a dancer, she
Yeah.
sings, all that stuff. It wasn't there because of her restriction.
Right.
Now, do you think, um, do you think they should have, because some of the songs she sang in the show were just hooks. Do you think she should have brought some of those artists out? Kanye,
You know, I honestly, well,
she
definitely
did
not
flash.
Kanye.
No,
We're
no,
not talking
no,
about
no. Oh,
Kanye.
I
We're
know.
not talking about
I was saying, I was
definitely,
yelling,
yeah,
"Yo, bring out
definitely
Ye,
not.
bring out
Yeah,
Ye!"
definitely not. Definitely not.
I would have blew up. I would have ran out the store. I ran out of the house yelling.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. But I actually thought she was gonna. I expected
Jay
some
Z was
people to
there.
come out. I
Jay Z
expect.
was there.
I didn't even. I don't know. I expected some, but at least one or two feature performances with her. That's what I. Because almost everybody does that. So I
Yeah,
expected it.
yeah.
But
Unless
hey,
you're the ultimate, like a man like Michael Jackson, you're not gonna bring anybody else beside Michael
yeah,
Jackson. You're Michael Jackson.
right.
Right?
Prince, you don't
You're
have to bring
Prince. You're
nobody
not Prince.
else.
You ain't gonna bring
Yeah,
Prince with. Now,
yeah.
Justin Timberlake, when he did his thing with Janet,
Right,
he
right,
was an up and comer. He brought
right,
someone to help.
right,
That makes
right.
sense. So I'm
All right.
thinking, Rihanna, I know you could have brought anybody with you, and she didn't. Now,
Somebody. I was
mind you, she could have
surprised.
had Drake because she did all these hooks in all of
Right,
her shots,
right.
but she's not bringing anybody. I'm
I
like,
actually expected Drake when she started to work. I actually thought he was gonna come up. I actually did
Hannah,
think that.
I do
But
believe that because of the
ASAP
relationship.
probably said
Yep.
no. Yeah, ASAP
ASAP
said, "Hey,
said,
oh,
"Yo,
nah, listen."
cool off, my yo, cool
Yeah,
off."
calm down, buddy.
Me breed her twice, eh? Me breed her twice, eh? I look at her. I might get that. I might get that. I mean, come off.
I'm dying up. Dying up.
Yo, ASAP was like, yo, if this girl's gonna stay, I gotta make sure she stays.
Yo,
Let me just
I
be there
got
to
I
be real
got
quick.
one true. I
Yep,
got one past the goalie. It's time to
exactly.
go for the penalty. It's
Yep,
time to go
it's
for the
time for
penalty.
go up there. Yes, it's good. But
Yep.
yeah, so
Hilarious.
a
Yeah.
lot of people were waiting up
We're
for that
disappointed?
show. Well, again, I think they were disappointed because they know what Rihanna brings to the table,
Mm.
right? But again, knowing that she was pregnant, she's going to be limited.
You can't be
No,
disappointed.
yeah.
Yeah, you
But
can't
the
be
show
disappointed.
itself was entertaining because she has
I thought so.
bangers. She has
Yeah.
bangers. The
And
songs were
I
just
thought
bangers.
even the stage, what's the word I'm looking
The
for?
dancers and the design,
Yeah, the stage,
all that.
whatever they call it. But anyway,
Yeah,
the performance in general was, I thought it was good. I do, I can see how it was underwhelming to a degree. But I'm no great Rihanna fan.
yeah, yeah,
So, but I can say if I had paid to see that show, I think I would have been satisfied as a
yeah.
non-fan. I think I would have been, of course, depending on how much the tickets were, but I think I would have been
As
satisfied.
a non, if you weren't going there for football, you got a great concert out of that.
Yes, I agree with that.
That's 100%.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
because
I
she
think you should.
performed
Yes, if you,
songs that,
that's a good way to put it.
yeah,
If you tuned in strictly to watch her perform, you should be satisfied.
and I was on Twitter during the whole football thing. The first time I just sat down on Twitter and just making comments, and people were saying, "Yeah, this show is amazing. Forget the
Mm,
football game. This is," and you know what? Yeah, if you're not a football fan, you
I
got a
would
great
agree with you.
show. You got a
Yep.
great show. And she didn't disappoint.
Yep.
And
I would agree
again,
with you.
all due respect, she was pregnant, so she's not going to be jumping around dancing the way usually she did.
Nor should she
Basic
be.
steps, exactly.
Yeah.
But the dancers and the way they presented the whole thing, camera angles and everything, it made it
I
look
thought it
nice.
was dope.
It made
There's a
it
point where I thought it was fake. Like I was like, this looks like
that's
CGI.
the beginning when she
The
was up so
beginning,
high,
yeah, it looked like
and they
CGI.
zoomed her out. I'm like,
Yeah. I was like,
is she
nah,
even here? Is
why
she
does this
even
look like
here?
green screen?
Ex-
Exactly.
Yep,
But
yep,
hey, we are getting to the point in technology where
yep,
that is very
yep.
possible.
You're
And
gonna
you
have you
you wouldn't know the difference.
nope.
She like if people weren't there watching her, you wouldn't know if she was necessarily there.
This is true. They have
Yeah,
technology now
yeah.
that, I mean, to the point you're
All
gonna
the
see somebody.
commercials were like that. All the commercials were all this. John Travolta's looking like he's 30, and come on, come on, Johnny, come on, Johnny. I don't know why they didn't CGI your hair on because I don't
Well, watch
understand.
watch the next one. Watch again. They're gonna
Yeah.
start doing these commercials, or an old time guy is gonna go and talk to his younger self. Said, hey, do
Yes.
this
Well,
movie
of
together.
course, they're definitely
That's
gonna do that. They're
they're
definitely
definitely gonna
gonna do
start
that.
doing that
Yeah,
because they have their
definitely.
technology. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I will remember them when they did it was Coachella and
Mm.
they brought back Tupac and
Mm.
they did that
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
hologram
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that is amazing. Not
Yeah.
because of the whole hologram, the fact they brought him back to life
Yeah.
and people didn't even care it was a hologram. The
Yeah.
vibe was just the vibe,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
watch for people doing that. I thought TLC was going to do that at one point.
With
With
who?
when they
Oh,
went
with
with
Left Eye.
Left Eye when they were
Yeah. Yeah.
on
Yeah.
tour, they were thinking about it, but I think they canceled the tour. But other than
Yeah.
that, that is a possibility that's going to be definitely in the works in the future. Some of
Yeah.
them they're not even going to be at the Super Bowl doing the show. They're going to be
Well, you're
somewhere
gonna go
else.
to. Well, they already have them, the meta concerts and all that.
Yes,
But
yeah.
before to not to move on from this, but
Hmm, hmm.
the more quote unquote important thing about this, how did you feel about the game?
I love the game. I love this is
Hmm.
why I wanted to talk about
Hmm.
it. I love the game because I've played the game. I know
Right.
what it takes to get to that level.
Right.
At the same, and it bothered me when people kept on saying it's scripted. I hate
Mm.
the fact that people say
Mm.
it was scripted. You cannot tell a man
So you
to spend
don't
his
think?
life on a script.
No.
No,
Well,
scripted. Scripted is
okay.
when
Okay.
you
Okay.
fall and
Okay.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Yeah. I
now
agree. I agree.
there is definitely people who make
Hmm.
profit due to certain circumstances or
Right.
situations that
Right.
it could be handled by a certain individual. But no,
Right. Right.
don't tell me that these guys had a plan from the beginning of the game to
To
follow
the
how
end.
to play this game and it ended the way it is. No, I got in a heated argument this morning. I'm
Okay.
like, nah,
Okay. So
done.
we're kind of going off. I want to come back. I want to talk about this because I have this
Hmm,
discussion with one of my partners all
hmm,
the time, and he's
hmm,
adamant about it.
hmm, hmm,
Now, he's adamant about sports being scripted in
hmm.
general, right?
Right.
Um, I agree with you that it's not necessarily scripted, but there might be individuals in the game that are
Of
trying to
course.
sway it a certain way for
Well,
whatever their personal
do
reasons.
you remember the guy in the NBA, the referee?
That's what he always cites. He
And
always cites that.
that's what makes this a big sour point because of one man who
Yeah,
got
yeah,
caught and had
yeah,
issues ruins
yeah.
everything and puts everybody in the conspiracy about
Right.
this. But other than that, if you're a fan or if you're a player, you know for a fact that you're not scripting. A player is not.
No, not a player. A play. I can't even say a player. I can't say a player. I can't say a player.
Well,
But I
like,
can't. I can agree that the entire everybody's who's involved in the game is in on this movie that they're
yeah,
creating. I don't agree
yeah.
with that. I don't agree with that because
It's
it
not
would get out. It would get out.
it's not entertainment for movies.
No,
It's
I don't think so
sports.
either. Yeah,
It's sports.
I don't
It's
think
the
so. I
best of
agree
the
with that.
best. You bring
Yeah,
your best, they bring their best.
yeah.
You collide
Winner
like
wins.
gladiators, and yeah, winner wins.
I agree with
Now,
that.
again, it is unfortunate that some things that are outside of the actual athletic ability can
Mm,
cause a game to look a certain way. Like
yeah.
the last penalty that was on the game.
Mm.
People are saying, "Oh, they saved them," but you know what? The man who had the call on him
Said that
said,
he
"Yeah,
did it.
I
Yeah, I
did
did it.
it."
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
the ref who called it is not in the wrong for
Nope.
calling it.
There's
At
no
the same
conspiracy there after that.
right. At the
That's
same
done.
time, timing, like you as a referee, you have to
Yeah, yeah.
make
Time
judgment.
and place. Yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah,
you flag him because it's you
yeah,
see where it is? You have to make that call. But your
yeah.
integrity as a referee, you make that call. I
Yes.
can't fault that referee. I can't even fault the player for
He's
trying
damned
to
if he does. He damned if he doesn't.
and that's what I'm saying.
Because yeah,
But because people are all about conspiracy and how people are all in trying to make money and blah blah. Goodell is a crook and blah blah. They're gonna go
yeah.
that
No,
route.
no,
It's scripted. He was paid off. Blah,
no.
blah. Nah, man, it was just
I would
bad
say
playing,
this
bad timing.
when it comes to sports, I'll say at best, in my mind, the furthest the conspiracy goes in terms of like the higher ups
Hmm,
affecting the game
hmm.
is I think they definitely try, and I say try because you can't control every nuance of the game. They
Correct.
try to have the bigger market teams in the
And
bigger games.
I'll even go in further. They do their darndest to have the
Yeah.
best players in the
That
best
too.
markets to
That
make the
too.
best money.
That yes.
That's why, and this is
Yes.
why I'm
I agree.
segueing. I'm
I do.
segueing to the trades in the NBA.
Okay,
See?
let's go. Let's
Because
go.
just think
Let's
about it.
go.
You
Yeah.
have the probably one of three, two of the best players in the league that were
Yeah.
traded recently,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin Durant was traded to the Suns. No one thought
Yeah.
about that because he said, I'm not asking
Yeah.
for a trade." And all of a sudden, he's going to Phoenix
Yep.
for almost nothing.
Yeah.
For almost nothing. And then you have
Yep. Yep.
Kyrie, who is demanding trades, and for a person who was blacklisted, all of a sudden everybody wants him because they know
Yeah.
what he brings to the table. Forget
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
opinions on life or if he likes the flat earth or whatever. He's a ball player, and he's gonna
Yep.
bring something to that squad. So right away,
Facts.
you take your team from here to here just because of the name alone,
Right.
right? People are gonna search, who's on the squad, what's the rest of the schedule, blah blah. That's all gonna be in play now, and he's in
Right.
the perfect market. Dallas is a perfect market for him. Mark Cuban is a great GM, great owner,
Yep. Yep.
great owner. He has a great
Yep.
team right now,
Yep.
great team, and you add this man, boom. Same with KD.
Yep.
Phoenix has a great GM who just made one of the greatest moves in NBA history right now.
Yeah.
They now have a I don't know the exact odds, but say they had a 50-1 odd to win, they now have a 10-1 odd to win,
Yeah. Yeah. They're the favorite to.
right?
They're the favorite.
So
Yep.
I mean, he's in a market like Phoenix that he can excel, like he can
Yep.
make money in that spot. It's not like you said if you send KD to freaking Minnesota, that means nothing for them.
No, they would never do that.
You don't want
You'd
to you
have
don't
to
want to
want to do
star,
it.
right? You don't want to star in a place like
No,
that,
no.
or
You'd
even
have to
or
want
even
it. It would have to be a LeBron to Cleveland thing, like a thing where he wants to go, or
yes.
there's a great story to be
Right.
sold
And
by
again,
him
that's
going there.
and that's the whole LeBron going back to Cleveland to win it for
Yeah,
his yes, and
yeah.
I get that. But nowhere else, honestly. Look
No,
at
that's true.
I
I
mean,
agree with that.
our Raptors, they didn't do much. They got one
No,
guy that we knew they were going after. They got him.
yeah.
Will that help?
But
Who knows?
here's the thing with that, which I will
Mm,
never understand, because
mm,
or not, or to combat even what we're saying.
right?
Toronto is a big market.
Not to the US.
That's the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
That's the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's not only a Toronto market, it's
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah. But again, the US, and I don't want to offend people, but I'm going to offend people. The US are
Yeah.
dumb.
They're only
They
concerned
don't.
about
They only
themselves.
concern of themselves. They
Yeah,
don't realize
self-indulge.
that anything north of the border is gold because
Yep.
you have a whole
Entire country.
country
Yep.
back in your squad.
Yep.
So your jersey
And
is
not to
not just gonna
mention, you're gonna have people from Buffalo who are gonna cheer for Toronto.
and not even only that. You have worldwide people
Right.
who have
Right.
families that are there that
Yes.
say, "Hey, my
Yep.
sister lives
Yep.
in Toronto,
Yep.
and they sent me a
And we're
jersey
more of a
to India."
multicultural city. Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's true. That's
They're
true.
not thinking
Never thought of
outside the
that, but that's true.
box.
Yeah.
But you
I
have a
don't
whole
get. I
country.
never. But what guy? This is what I don't understand.
Mm.
They're trying to expand overseas, but they neglect the market that's right above them.
Do you know
Now
how
I get it. Our population isn't as big as China or as big as
what
England or
you
whatever.
don't need you
But
don't even need that. You don't
come
because
on.
not everybody's gonna go to a game in China. They have a certain
Right.
different way of thinking.
Right.
Canadians, they love their sports and they will
Yeah.
go to the team that they like. It's sad that Vancouver's gone because
Yes.
it was just bad timing. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bet you put a team in Edmonton, they'll watch. You put a
Yeah.
team in freaking Hamilton, people will watch.
I think
Right?
so.
You
I
can
think
put
so.
3 or 4 different teams in Canada, and they'll blow up.
I
They
think
will
so.
blow up. Now is the time. Now is the time you can do that. Before, maybe not. Okay,
Instead,
basketball
they're
is new.
talking about
Oh,
going back to Seattle.
exactly. They're going back to Seattle where they died multiple times,
Hmm.
and now you want to bring them again. Meanwhile, you have a place like freaking Saskatchewan that has only
Yeah.
a football team that's dying for something else. Give
Yeah.
them something else. See how much people will flock to them.
They try to
Canadians,
go off the metrics and all that, I guess.
Canadians are loyal. Canadians, every
No, I agree
province
with
are
that. I
loyal
absolutely agree with that.
to their
I agree with
squad.
that.
And
And I think
there's
there's a
a
misconception that we don't know or basketball, which I don't like. It's been over 30 years, bro. Like I think we know by now. I think we get it. I think
yeah.
basketball is the highest growing sport in this country.
Yet okay, and I'm going to segue again. It is the
Mm.
biggest sport in the but on a world scale,
Yeah.
it's small. We have soccer, and we put a
No,
lot of
basketball is
time.
number two, bro. It's not small. It's number two. It's number
Soccer's
two.
number one.
Yeah, but basketball's
right?
number two, which is
Yeah, you're
huge
right. Yes, it's true, but
in
you
the
have
world,
soccer,
anyway.
but soccer is
No,
the
yeah,
number one,
soccer's
right?
way above
So
everybody else.
now let's segue to the whole World Cup situation then, right?
Mhm,
We have now the World Cup where Canada was in there and they were pushing, pushing advertisement and whatnot, and they didn't get as far as we wanted, whatever. On the
mhm,
women's side, which is a better team that we push,
right.
they decided to want to go on strike because of pay situation.
Okay.
I call bullshit on that
Okay.
because because like any sport, you have to advertise your product.
Mhm,
And if your
mhm,
product is good for me, I will watch it, just like
mhm,
any other fan. But if they
mhm.
don't like it, you're not going to get the eyes on the product. So if you don't get the eyes on the product, you're not going to get the money you're supposed to be getting. So
That's
you're
true.
asking for more money
Mhm. For a
to a
sport that
place
doesn't
where
generate
sports not
money.
get right. So why are you
Yep.
going
No,
on
I agree.
strike? Why are you going on strike if it's not the team's fault, or it's not the people's, I don't know how to say, it's not the government's fault for them not getting the money they're getting. Because
Okay, so
if they made 4 million in the women's World Cup, they get a percentage. It's in the books. You get a
yeah, they actually
percentage.
said they actually get more of a percentage than the men do.
And the men do because the
Yeah,
men make more
because the
money,
men made more money. Yeah,
right? And that makes
so
sense.
it absolutely makes sense. I think my how do they generate the money is what I guess my because okay, when I look at it like the NBA versus the WNBA, for example, right?
Right. Right.
And I gotta go soon.
Mm,
I should go soon right now. But anyway,
yeah.
if I look at the NBA versus the WNBA, right?
Mhm.
We can directly look at the fact that there's not as many people in the stands and the TV ratings aren't as high.
Sure.
That's a direct comparison.
Sure.
When it comes to an Olympic team, it's every 4 years. Are we going off of? Plus, the people that are going to these Olympics are not only going for the soccer team, so they might happen to go to a soccer game, but
Right.
they're also
Right.
going to watch whatever.
Track and this and that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
sorry, it was World Cup, not Olympics, but same
Yeah. 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 This
type of.
team, that team.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, World Cup's a little different because it's a focused women's World Cup. So if
Yes.
they're not generating Okay, so it is the same because if they're not generating the same as the men's World Cup, they're not getting as many fans. It's the TV. Because I could be honest with you, I didn't even know when the women's World Cup happened. I
And
don't know when it happens.
and there you go. And they're gonna blame
So
people
yeah,
not pushing it. It's not
yeah,
their fault.
you can't. It's the money. It's money.
It's
You're not
interest.
making the money.
No, it's interest.
Yeah.
If the people are not interested in watching you, don't be mad at them because they don't watch you.
Here's
Make your show
Yeah,
entertaining
good.
for them. Right?
The greatest point that I've heard on anything where it comes to the women's sports not getting paid the same or treated the same way as men's sports or as male sports is simply if the women watch their sports as much as the men watch their sports, we wouldn't have this problem. You have a bunch of
100%.
women running around talking about, yeah, well, they should be getting paid. They should get more money. Do you watch the sport? Probably not.
Mm.
So what are you complaining about?
But at the same time, that's a team sport. Serena Williams makes more than most of those men in tennis.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's
on
true.
a,
That's also true.
and that's because she brings an interest to people to watch.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
brings
yeah.
something
There's
to
truth
the
in that.
whole industry.
Yeah,
So
there's
that's
truth
why
in
she gets paid that money. She has
that. Yeah,
endorsements. That's the reason. So if you
I
present
can't
something that
disagree.
people want, people will watch,
Cannot disagree.
right?
Yep, can't disagree. Let's leave it
Anyways,
there.
yeah. Well, we're gonna come
Yeah,
back to this for sure, but you know
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah,
Fans have to go to do some things, so that's the whole
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Again, we're
Hopefully,
back again
we'll
soon.
retouch it with the
So,
man them when the
oh,
rest of the man them are here.
exactly. But
Yeah,
we out. Hey, thanks again, Slam, for popping in. We're gonna do it
you
again
already know.
soon. We're out of here.
Nice and
Peace and
quick.
love.
Bank robber. Pew pew.
We
That's the
out.
later.
Later.